California has gone from one climate extreme to the other. 9 major storms in 3 weeks have left 20 people dead and widespread flooding. The severe weather follows years of drought that helped fuel devastating wildfires. Around the world, dry extremes are becoming drier and wet extremes wetter as a result of climate change. More than twice as much rain as normal has fallen on San Francisco and Los Angeles so far this season. Rainstorms are becoming more intense in California and around the world, says University of California Davis hydrologist Helen Dahlke.
As we are warming the atmosphere on Earth, we are giving that atmosphere a greater capacity to absorb more water vapor, and eventually that water vapor will fall as precipitation somewhere.
Flooding has not been Californians' main concern recently. Drought has. The state has been in some degree of drought for most of the century. Droughts are worsening for much the same reason as storms are getting worse. Warmer air holds more water.
Dry air that is warmer will try to suck out more moisture from the ground. And that also means that, our precipitation we get in California might not reach as far as it used to in the previous years. So it takes more precipitation to wet up these soils again, to wet up that vegetation.
Precipitation has not changed that much in California, but temperatures are considerably warmer. So the same amount of rain will leave the state drier. California grows more than a third of America's vegetables and 3/4 of the nation's fruits and nuts. Farmers have turned to pumping groundwater to keep their crops going. Now, 2/3 of the state's wells are below normal, and 1 in 5 is at an all-time low.
With the last 3 years being very dry again, we've seen huge declines in groundwater levels, and this will take more than 1 year of precipitation or above average precipitation to change that trend.
Even with the flooding, the drought is not necessarily over. Last year's rainy season started strong too.
And then in January, the tap was shut off. And then we had 3 months of more or less no precipitation.
Plus, the state gets much of its water from neighboring Nevada, which the storms barely affected. It's more important than ever to hold on to rain when it falls. So when they can, water managers in some areas flood dormant fields and let the water soak in and recharge the groundwater.
Those wet years, and we only get them maybe every 5 to 7 years, they are rare, and we have to bank as much water as we can because, again, the next drought could just be around the corner.